Hey guys, it's Jalen. Welcome back. I'm here today to share with you another declutter video. I guess I'm doing a declutter series now. I didn't really plan on doing that. I was just going to do my eyeshadows, but now I'm like, declutter all the things. So today I'm going to share with you my face palette declutter. So that's all the stuff that's in I think this drawer right here. And they're all face palettes for the most part, I think except for one that has combination highlighters, blushes, and or bronzers. And I have one highlighter palette from ABH that does not fit in my drawer, my highlighter drawer. So that one is in the drawer because otherwise I can't put it anywhere. But my like 100% fake like blush palettes, they're in my blush drawer. Same thing with my highlighter palettes. And then I don't think I have a bronzer like palette. I take that back. I think I have an ABH contour kit. Do I still have that? I think I still have that. Anyway, this is for the ones that have combination products. And I'm going to show you in the video all the palettes that I have. And I think I swatched everything. So, you know, it's going to be a while. Grab a drink. I didn't have a goal in terms of face palettes go. I was just like, let's go through it. I went through my eyeshadow palettes too. I was like, let me just go through this and see if there's anything I want to get rid of. So I didn't really have a goal in mind for how much I wanted to declutter out of my face palettes. I will share with you how I did at the end of the video. So let's get to swatching. Hey guys, it's Jalon. Welcome back. I probably did an introduction for this video. This is going to be my face palette declutter. So I have a drawer in my Alex 9 drawers that includes all face palettes that have more than one type of face product. So blush, highlighter, blush, bronzer, etc. I usually try to put my highlighter palettes in my highlight drawer and my blush palettes in my blush drawer, etc. But there is one highlighter palette that doesn't fit, and that's an ABH Glow Kit that I'm going to show you today. But everything else is pretty much a combo. So I'm going to try to go in order of by brand, because I have separated this out by brand. I don't suspect that I'm going to have a lot of declutters, to be honest, but I do want to look through this stuff and try to make decisions on which ones I'm going to keep and which ones I'm going to get rid of. So we're going to start with Natasha Denona. I have 3 Natasha Denona face palettes. The first one is this Bloom Blush and Glow palette. And this is stunning. I also want to look at these and just make sure that there's nothing funky going on in the pans. I might be able to actually swatch these. Hopefully you guys like that. This may be a long video. So anyway, we'll just see what we have here. So this is a cream highlighter. I need to really get in here. And cream blush. That is very bold, but it's really beautiful, swatched out or like blended out. And then here is the highlighter and the blush, powder blush. So this is really pretty. It's not going anywhere. I'm curious though, like, I just want to see what this looks like. Oh, that is gorgeous. I mean, I'm sure I've done this before, but that is really, really pretty. And then let's try the highlighter over the cream base. There we go. That's pretty, pretty, pretty. So not going anywhere. Okay, next I have the My Dream Cheek Trio, which is a blush and highlighter palette. And this is beautiful. I'm talking gorgeous. This formula here is really interesting. It's like a cream to powder product, and then I'll do the highlighter over the cream. So here is the blush. Yeah, it's like a cream to powder formula. It's so pretty. Here's the cream highlighter, and then I'll just put the powder highlighter over it. You can see how beautiful that is. Oh, love it. So this is not going anywhere. And then I have the Daria Diamond and Blush palette. And here's what this one looks like. Sorry for the reflection. And I have hit pan in 2 shades, as you can see here, the cream products. I need to, whoops, I probably should have wiped my hands a little better. I probably should pan this. Let me try to clear some of this out. It's also got some hair on there. I mean, like, pan it more than I already have. So here's the cream highlighter. And then here's the, wait, that's the same product. Hold on. All right, here is the cream highlighter. And then there is the cream blush. And then we have this glow product, which is really, really interesting. All right, let's swatch these highlighters and blushes. I'm going to try, let's blend out this cream blush, because when I use this palette, I really just focused on the cream products. And I also want to take the cream highlighter and try this over it. This diamond glow product. Oh, it's so pretty. And then over this, I'm going to try this powder blush. Yeah, that's really pretty. And then maybe this over. Oh, that is intense. Oh, but it's so pretty. I probably should not swatch all these palettes because we'll be here all day. Or all night for me because it's late. All right, that's Natasha Denona, and none of these are going anywhere. All right, let's do Charlotte Tilbury next. I have 3 Charlotte Tilburys. This one is the Pillow Talk Beautifying Face Palette. Oh, it's difficult to open. And that is this one. It's so pretty. All right, let me go ahead and swatch this one for you, because I can't help myself. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Then I have this Film Star Bronze and Glow, this little mini, and I really want to play around with this one. I haven't yet brought it into a project, so it's totally up my alley in terms of that highlighter is way more impactful than I thought it would be. Anyway, this is a beautiful bronzer, so this is staying. Then I have the Glowing Pretty Skin palette. I think this was a Nordstrom exclusive. This one's kind of underwhelming. Let me just swatch this. Is this supposed to be a bronzer or contour? What's this shade? Bronze and Contour. Whoops, I put it over the wrong one. That's really light. And then this is a blush. And this is a highlighter. So if we're like from here over. I'm going to keep it. I think I need to roll this one into a project and try all the products, like try each product 5 times. So this one is a powder. This is, of course, it's called Pretty Blush. This is a glow product. This is a bronzer. This is a summer blush. And then this is another glow product. But this one seems kind of like these are both highlighters. I mean, maybe. I think I just need to try it on my face and see what I think. Okay, so we'll keep those for now. But that Charlotte Tilbury 6-panner may be a goner. Next, let's do Bobbi Brown. I just have 2 Bobbi Brown palettes. The first one is the Face and Cheek palette in the shade Light. So it has a bronzer and 2 blushes, really. And I did use this bronzer recently, and I really do like it. It turned out really pretty on my skin, so I'm happy with that. Those blushes kind of seem like not a lot, but I know I know it's really pretty whenever you put it on. So this stays. And then I have this, I think this is also a Nordstrom exclusive. It's the Cheek Palette. That's all it says. It has a bronzer, a illuminating bronzing powder, and a blush. I don't see how that's a bronzing powder. Is that what it says? Illuminating bronzing powder. What? I think I've used that as a blush. Anyway, here is the trio. And this, I think, is also in Golden Light. Yeah. So let me just look at this. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. This is going bye-bye. Okay, so one down. Next, let's do Tarte. I have 3 Tarte palettes. These 2 are both cream products. One is the Breezy Cream Cheek Duo in Pink Sands and Seychelles. And this is really pretty. I love both these products. There is the blush and there is the bronzer. The bronzer's a little bit orange, but I can still make it work. And this blush is really pretty. Somebody's partying outside. So there's the cream blush. So this stays, and I love this packaging. Then I have the Breezy Cream Cheek and Bronzer palette. It also has Seychelles, Pink Sky, and Peach Paradise. So the 2 cheek products in here are different, whereas the bronzer is the same. If I can get this open, geez. Here we go. Here's this one. Sorry, there's a... Here, let me see if I can make this a little bit better and not so bright. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit better. Sorry, I'm still trying to fiddle with the lights. Okay, so there are the 3 products there. Again, we have the bronzer, which looks a little darker, doesn't it? And then, oh my gosh, that blush is beautiful. And then, of course, that one's gorgeous as well. I'm going to try blending this out and just see if it looks a little bit darker. I do have a little bit of shadow. It does look slightly a bit darker, but that's fine. So this is not going anywhere. All that to say. And then I have the Precious Gems Clay Cheek Palette, Amazonian Clay Cheek Palette. It has mostly blushes and then a bronzer. So here's what this one looks like. I think this was from last year's holiday season. And I should not have. I mean, I love this palette. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I want this. This blush is gorgeous. But to be honest, like, I've got a Tarte palette I'm working on now that I'm going to be working on the rest of my life. But it's so pretty. So this is not going anywhere. Next up, I have 2 from Wayne Goss. I think this came as part of the mystery set from Beautylish. So this is the Weightless Veil Blush Palette in Coral Rose. And this is just, it's stunning. It's stunning. Yeah, that's gorgeous. So this stays. I don't think I'm getting rid of either of these. Oh, this is the Radiance Boosting Face Palette. So this is a bronzer in light gold. It has soft gold glow and light taupe. Yeah, this is nice. I don't really contour, but what I like about this color right here, it's a little bit gray toned, and I think it would be a good mixer for bronzers that are a little bit too orangey. For example, like if I was to look at, I'm just going to use this bronzer here, and we're just going to see what happens whenever I combine these 2. Like it cools it down a little bit, and I really do like that. I think that's, hold on, where is this, the original? That's the original. You see how it cooled it down a little bit? So I do like that powder, this powder, for that reason. I don't contour, so having something like that is really, really helpful. So, yep, both of these are staying. I have 3 from MAC. This one is not going anywhere. I freaking love this one. The Nutcracker Sweet Peach Face Compact in 22. I'm sorry. The highlighter is 22 and the blush is At Dusk. This is stunning. I actually have a backup of this, which I probably shouldn't keep, but oh my gosh, I love this duo. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I have a cat fight happening right now. I love it. It's staying. Love it, love it, love it. Then I have this palette. This was the Shiny Pretty Things Face Compact, and it has, this is really hard to read. String Lights as the highlighter, 5 Alarm Kiss, and Sweater Weather, I think. Okay, this is Sweater Weather, and this is 5 Alarm Kiss. And then this is the highlighter. This is really pretty. I've used this before. Now this bronzer may be a little bit too orange for me, so we'll see. That highlighter is stunning. The blush is stunning. Oh no, the bronzer is really good. Yeah. So this is staying. I don't think I'm getting rid of any of these. And then I have this beautiful palette. This is the Star Dipped Face Compact in Light. I want to say I picked this up from the CCO. So it has 2 blushes and 2 highlighters. And this is currently in a project. Gorgeous. So this stays. Next up, let's do Urban Decay. I have 2 from Urban Decay. This is the Jean-Michel Basquiat palette. And it has 2 blushes, a bronzer, and a highlighter. Let me see if I can clear out some of that blush. So this is a really bright blush, but I actually like mixing it with NoHo. And this bronzer looks really dark too, but let's see. Yeah, the bronzer is really dark. But I want to show you X-rated and NoHo mixed. Oh, it's so pretty. So yeah, that, I mean, I may not be able to use the bronzer, or I may have to mix it with something, but this palette is stunning, so it stays. And then I have the Gwen Stefani palette by Urban Decay, and here's what this one looks like. I really haven't used this one as much as I would have liked to. I mean, it's a little crumbly, but those are all very pretty. It probably would be very easy to pan because it's so crumbly. That's the bronzer. I don't mind the bronzer at all. What's going on here? OC, I can't even see. I can't even see you, OC. Yeah, it's kind of meh. It's right here. I wonder if... What would it look like? You know, I always like to mix. So what would it look like mixed with Easy? Here's Easy. And it's nice. So it could be a mixing. You know, I may do some mixing in this one. It shows up there on my fair skin. So maybe I just need to be more fair in order to wear this shade. Anyway, this is staying. 2 from Lorac. I have this one, which was, oh, what was this called? California Dreamin', I think. It doesn't even say it on the back, which is crazy. So this has, well, I mean, it's got, I think, what you would consider 2 highlighters and 2 blushes. I'm thinking... Maybe this is considered a blush. But I don't wear shades like that. Really, I want this. I want Ray. Desperately want Ray. Because this is beautiful. But I may have a dupe of that in my collection. So I'm going to put this one on the chopping block. And more than likely, I'll be able to find a dupe for Ray. If I can't, I may consider depotting it. I don't think it would be too difficult since this is cardboard packaging. We'll see. But I am going to put it in the declutter pile. Then I have the Beauty and the Beast palette from Lorac. And this may be more up my alley, except for this highlighter. Yeah, this highlighter is really, really gold. So I don't think I would pan the highlighter, but I love all three of those blushes. So I'll keep this one. Next, let's do some onesie twosies. I don't think these are going anywhere, to be honest. This is by Stila. It's the all-in-one putty trio. And we have, I guess this is considered a bronzer. Yeah, bronzer, a highlighter, and a blush. And I have worked on the blush, and it's beautiful. I don't know that I've swatched the bronzer, though. That looks really orange. Oh, yeah, that's very orange. Oh, the blush is beautiful, and the highlighter is beautiful. But this, I don't think I can do that. No. I'm still keeping it, but I would probably not do the bronzer. No. Then I have this alley-oop stack. I did pan this, or I did work on this in my Beauty A to Z. So it has a highlighter, a blush, and then a bronzer. So as you can see, I have hit pan in two of these. I think the blush is going to take the longest because you can see I haven't even hit pan in that yet, and I used all these pans the same amount of times. I think I used these all 20 times, and you can see I haven't even hit pan in the blush. But this is nice. The one thing I will say about this is I find that the blush and bronzer they work well for a specific skin tone. And then the highlighter is like way too dark. So I don't feel like it goes, but I do like the product. So I will keep it. All right. I have this quad from ColourPop. This is the Just a Flush Cheek Palette. And it has, of course, the highlighter, the bronzer, and two blushes. This highlighter kind of looks a little bit glittery. Yeah, that's glittery. I don't know if I like that. These blushes don't look that great, do they? I mean, I haven't tried it on my face, you know. And this bronzer is fine. I mean, for the color is what I mean. This highlighter is also like a cream formula. Yeah, it's very glittery. I don't like that highlighter. I'm gonna try it. I may end up like taking out the highlighter or something, but I want to try the powder products. Okay, I have Kevyn Aucoin's contour palette. This one, how do I open this again? So it has like instructions here, and then you open it up. I own this powder in a compact, and it's broken to all get out. This is also very powdery because, you know, it's older. I'm going to declutter it. Next up, I have by Benefit the Cheek Leaders Mini Pink Squad. And this has California, Tickle, and Dandelion, so two blushes and a highlighter. I just panned Dandelion recently, and I love California. I really love California. So I like this highlighter. I like the blushes, so this is staying. All right, next up is the Becca and Jaclyn Hill face palette. I'm working on this palette now, so we've got 3 blushes and 2 highlighters. I have hit pan in the highlighter, as you can see. I will not be using Prosecco Pop because I just don't like it. This is Champagne Pop. This one is Rose Spritz, Amaretto, and Pamplemousse. And I do like these blushes. They're very bold. And there's Champagne Pop, which I do like. Now, one thing I like to do is to mix these up. So I'll mix like Rose Spritz and Pamplemousse together. And then I also like to mix amaretto with pamplemousse. There we go. I think they're really pretty. So anyway, this isn't going anywhere. I do want to work on it some more. Next, I have the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Glow Omega-3 palette. So it has a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter. This is another one of those where I'm like, this highlighter does not go with this blush and this bronzer. Yeah, I feel like that's just too dark for this palette. I mean, it's too gold. So anyway, I like the bronzer and blush. I don't know that I would do the highlighter, but the bronzer and blush I do like. All right, I have one from Pat McGrath. This is the Bridgerton collection. It's the Divine Blush and Glow Trio in Love at First Brunch. And this is very pretty. Very, very pretty. I will tell you what these blushes are. So this one is Cherish. This one is Nymphette, and this is Venus Nectar. Venus Nectar I kind of felt like was a little bit dark. It's also very powdery. Let me try it here. Yeah, I think this is like too dark of a highlighter for like this color story, but you know, it's not me, you know, it's probably not made for my skin tone either. But yeah, this is not going anywhere. This formula is beautiful. And then I have this Patrick Ta Major Headlines Blush Palette, and it has some cream products as well as the powder products. And I remember this went on like super sale after the holidays last year. This glow is like basically a slick, like a clear cream product. And I want to say, does he have you do the powder first and then the cream on top of it? I want to try that. I mean, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but I'll try it. I mean, I know you probably do this differently on your face. Wow, wait a minute. That actually feels nice. Hold up. You guys, that kind of looks good. I mean, on my skin, it looks really pretty. I'm impressed. Okay, that's nice. Staying. A few more onesie-twosies. 3 more. I have this BH Cosmetics Nude Blush 10 Color Blush Palette. Why do I have this? Let me just swatch it. I remember buying it. I was like, oh, it's 10 blushes and it's super cheap. I'm going to do it on this part of my arm just so I can see some of these lighter blushes. Not impressed. I'm getting rid of it. Oh, and the other thing I didn't mention about the palette, the blush, the face palettes, is like each of these blushes is in my collection as one item. It's not just the palette. Like eyeshadow palettes, I don't include every eyeshadow. But face palettes, I include all these blushes and everything. So this is 10 items out of my collection. Same thing happens when I roll a face palette in. Or I bring a new face palette in. So yeah, it can add up. It can add up for sure. Okay, next I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. This is in sugar. Now I have in the past like moved some of these highlighters around. Like you can see, I don't have butterscotch, but I have marshmallow. I don't know that these have the names on the bottom. Oh, they do. This is Gumdrop, and I'm assuming this is Starburst. Yeah. And this is Marshmallow. So you can tell I have not used this palette. Yeah, those are all pretty. And then last onesie I have is this Beauty Bay Cotton Candy Champagne Blush Lighter palette. It's pretty. I need to put this on my face. I need to put it on my cheeks and see if I like it. Because I don't always like super blingy blushes, but I have some and I do enjoy them. So I just need to play around with this palette before I declutter it. So now I'm going to pull over the brand that has the second most face palettes. There we go. Hourglass. I have a lot of Hourglass palettes. Whoops. I'm going to start with this trio. This is the Ambient Lighting Palette Luminous Edit. So it has Luminous Light, Luminous Flush, and Iridescent Strobe. So here's what this one looks like. So we have a face powder, a blush, and a strobe highlighter. And I always feel like Hourglass products do so much better on the face. But you see this, just beautiful. So, not going anywhere. I don't think I'm going to be getting rid of any of my Hourglass palettes, to be honest. Then I have all of these like holiday palettes. So I'm going to try to put this in order of when they came out. I think this is the order they came out in, but I could be wrong. So this is the Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked. So here's what this one looks like. So let me just look at the back. We have a finishing powder, 2 finishing powders, a bronzer, 2 blushes, and a metallic strobe light. So 2 finishing powders, a bronzer, 2 blushes, and a metallic strobe highlighter. So let me just swatch these and then we'll talk about the shade names. I always find Hourglass bronzers to be really orange, and I don't like that. I'll use them, but they're not my favorite. Okay, this is Soft Light. This is Filtered Light. This is Bronze Light. Nude Glow Blush. Mood Flush Blush. And the Metallic Strobe Powder in Champagne Strobe Light. This is gorgeous. I mean, these are gorgeous. This powder may be a little bit dark for me, so I would probably... Actually, I may do this. Let's see how that turns out. Yeah, that's a better bronzer for me than this. So I'd probably mix those two together. So anyway, that is the Ambient Unlocked palette. Then I have the Ambient Lighting Edit Sculpture, and we have 2 finishing powders, a strobe powder, a bronzer, and 2 blushes. One of them is a strobe blush. I feel like they're the same. So here are the 2 finishing powders, and then a strobe powder. Oh wait, you know what? I did not. I need to dry my hand. Wait. I know it's hard to see this blush, but it's so pretty. So pretty. So this is Dim Light, Diffused Light, Glistening Strobe Light, Bronze Light again, Vibrant Flush, and Mood Exposure. And I have a full size of Mood Exposure. It's beautiful. Okay, I want to say these two came out in the same year. And I think it was the year before last, because I think this came out, whoops. I think this one came out last year. This is the Lighting Edit Universe, Ambient Lighting Edit Universe. I don't like this tin packaging, although it's very sturdy. So again, we have a finishing powder, 2 blushes, a highlighter, and it looks like a bronzer. Is that right? Yeah. Oops, I got some of the blush in there. That blush is so pretty. Okay. We have Infinity Powder, the Strobe Blush in Vibrant Heat. This is Glistening Bronze Light as for the bronzer. I do like that one. This is Luminous Rose and the Strobe Powder in Supernatural Strobe Light. This is beautiful. And then this one is the Lighting Edit Universe Unlocked. So again, we have a finishing powder, a blush, a bronzer, another blush, and then a strobe powder. This is Radiant Light, blush in Rose Heat, bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. This is Coral Flush Blush, and this is the Strobe Powder in Solar Strobe Light. This one is probably not really, like, I know I could wear it, but this one is better aligned to my skin tone. But I'm not getting rid of it. And then, like I said, I think this one was from last year. This is the Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked Butterfly. And we have a finishing powder, a strobe powder, 2 blushes, another finishing powder, and then the metallic strobe powder. So it did not have, this one does not have a bronzer. And I kind of liked that because the bronzers are always too orange for me. So let's swatch this beautiful thing. Whew. Okay, we have finishing powder in Ethereal Light, strobe powder in Incandescent Light. This is the blush in Soft Flush. Finishing powder in Diffused Light. Although this seems lighter than the other diffused light I've swatched. Maybe I'm wrong. This blush in Sunset Glow, and then metallic strobe powder and Celestial Strobe Light. I mean, this highlighter is gorgeous. These blushes are gorgeous. And I can definitely use up those finishing powders. So, again, staying. So those are all of my Hourglass palettes. There's a lot of them, and I love them. Oh, I had 2 more Natasha Denonas in this pile. I'm sorry. I'll swatch that in a minute. Actually, let's do the Natasha Denonas first. This is the Cupid, sorry, squirrel. This is the Cupid Cheek Duo. It's a cream blush and highlighter. So here is this one. And this is gorgeous. God, that's so pretty. Yeah, not going anywhere. And this is not a Natasha Denona. This is a NARS. So I only had one Natasha Denona that I didn't show you. Wow. I need to go to bed. Okay, so there's a lot of NARS here. Shoot. Okay, we're going to start with this one. This is a duo in Hot Sands and Orgasm. I do have pan in this one. This is a highlighter in Hot Sands and the blush in Orgasm, and I do love this. Yeah, it's pretty. And I mean, I have pan in this, so I think I can finish it. This one is another duo in Hot Sand and Laguna. So I think I'm going to declutter this. I already have Hot Sand, and I bought it because Hot Sand at the time, and I think it still is, was a limited edition shade. And I feel like this is lighter than this one. I don't know. Anyway, this one's going to go bye-bye because I don't really love Laguna that much. And I'd rather see if somebody else wants to pan that. Next, I have this palette. I think this was the Nordstrom palette from last year called Pleasure Trip. It's a cheek palette. And we have a highlighter, I'm guessing a blush, and a bronzer. And this is not Laguna. So this shade is called Wanderlust. This one is Lucky Star, and this one is Wild at Heart. And I have played with, well, that blush is really pretty, with this bronzer, and I really enjoyed it. So this trio is not going anywhere. This is my oldest NARS palette. This is the Nordstrom's Best Cheek Palette. And there are, I think, 6 shades in here. So here we go. And I have panned Laguna in this one. Can't even see the, did I swatch that on the right finger? You can't even see the bronzer. I mean, I panned this, so I know it shows up. Anyway, there. It's hard pressed in there. Okay, so the shades for this are Orgasm, Deep Throat, Albatross. I have panned Luster before. I do like that shade. Desire, and then there's Laguna. So I'm going to keep this one because I do love the blushes in here. And even Albatross kind of looks interesting. So this is staying. Okay, these are the next 2 oldest. I think these were these holiday palettes or something? This is the unfiltered, let's do this one first. This is Unfiltered 1 cheek palette. And here's what this one looks like. So we have a highlighter, and I think mostly the rest of these are blushes. Everyone always talks about Exhibit A. Yeah, Exhibit A, which is the orange, and how it looks great on everybody. And I still have not tried it on my face. Like, I don't know why. I need to try it one day. I think Valerie and I said, oh, we talked about her. Next time she visits, we would both put this on our face and see if it looked good on both of us. Like, yeah, whoa. Holy moly. So this is Watch Me, Me First, Takeover, which looks like a highlighter that would not work on my skin. Out There, Chic, and Exhibit A. And these 2 blushes are my jam, and I do like the peach one too. And this highlighter is okay. It looks pretty. So this highlighter and Exhibit A would scare the frick out of me. Ain't gonna lie. But I'm not gonna get rid of it because I do want to try Exhibit A. And like I said, I like 4 out of the 6. So we're gonna keep that. Then I have Unfiltered 2, and I think this was the one that I felt would be more akin to my skin tone. I think this is really pretty, and it's funny because I did not get this one until I read a review by Tim Talia, and she raved about it. So I was like, okay, I'll buy that one too. And I mean, you can see this is barely used. God, these highlighters are both really pretty. This is basically a face powder. I don't think this can do much on my skin tone. Yeah, that's mostly a face powder, but I'll keep it. I didn't think I would be getting rid of much NARS, if any. I did get rid of one so far. Okay, next up I have the Full Dimension Cheek Palette. This is number 1. I don't know if they had number 2. Huh. So we have High Risk. Looks like a highlighter, maybe too dark for me. Danger Zone. Controversy. And Indecent. Bronzer. I feel like I need to re-swatch this. Hold on. It was over a wet hand. And I'm going to do it actually here. Okay, for now I'm going to keep it, but I am going to earmark this to try on my face pretty soon. Because I'm a little worried about, especially like that bronzer may be too dark, but then are the other blushes, would they show up on me? And I just need to try it. This is the Rising Star Cheek Palette. I think this is last year's palette. Yeah, I haven't even taken this off yet, so we'll take that off. I haven't even swatched this. I think I actually did swatch. I feel like I'm crazy. I feel like I did swatch it. far, so good. The highlighter probably won't work for me, but yeah, that's pretty. Those blushes are pretty. The last one I have to share with you is the Exposed Cheek Palette. Now this one I found at TJ Maxx and I was so excited. So here's what this beauty looks like. We have a highlighter and I think almost all of these, this may be a bronzer. All the rest of these are blushes. But I think it's mostly blushes versus, I don't think that's really a bronzer shade. Yeah, I mean, that highlighter is so pretty. Does it say on here? Yeah, it just says that it's a cheek palette. So, I mean, I think you could, if you wanted to, use that as a bronzer. The interesting thing would be, oh, frick, this is so hard to open, is if you combine these two shades, how does that look for a bronzer? It might work as a bronzer. I'd have to play around with it. It may be too peachy for a bronzer. But anyway, that's not going anywhere either. All that to say. Okay, so I started out with 48 face palettes and I decluttered 5. So we have the NARS Duo, the Kevyn Aucoin, the Lorac Blushing, what are they called? The California Dreamin', the Bobbi Brown Trio, and then the 10 blushes in here. So the cool thing is, for me, is I have 10, 13, 15, 19, and I think this is 4. 23 products going out of my collection with these 5 palettes that are being decluttered. So I didn't count all the pans and everything else, but from a palette perspective, I'm down 10%, which I was not expecting to declutter much. So I'm pretty happy with these 5. Hey guys, so I was putting all of my palettes back in my drawers, and sorry for the state of my nails and my hands, they look terrible. But I did remember that I had 5 palettes on top of my Vanity, or I'm sorry, on top of my Alex 9 drawer that didn't fit in my drawer previously, so I need to review these with you. I've reviewed some of the stuff with you, like brand-wise, but it is what it is. Okay, so I have this Estee Lauder Pure Color Envy Cheek Palette in Enchanted Glow. This was part of their holiday gift set if you spend a certain amount of money. And I think this is really pretty. I mean, I haven't used it on my face yet, but it's really pretty. So this is not going anywhere. I don't think any of these are going to go anywhere, to be honest, because these are newer palettes. So yeah. All right, let's do the Pat McGrath one. This is the Divine Blush and Glow Cheek Palette in Divine Rose. I think this was only available on their website during the holidays. So here is this beauty. And let's just go ahead and swatch these, and then I'll tell you the shades. All right, so this is Desert Orchid 2. These are 4 blushes. Divine Rose, Peony Rose, which is gorgeous. All of these are gorgeous. Nude Nectar. And then the highlighter is, I'm sorry, this is Electric Bloom. And the highlighter is Nude Nectar. And that's just stunning. I specifically ordered from the Pat McGrath website because I wanted this blush palette versus the one that you could find in all the stores, which now I can't remember. It was a peachier version of this. So anyway, this is not going anywhere. Okay, this guy. Oh, I think I found this at TJ Maxx. And I mean, they were everywhere at one point. This is by Jaclyn Hill, or Jaclyn Cosmetics, whatever. Pink Me Up. Wait, what do they call this? This is the, well, I don't know what she calls this. Anyway, it's a blush bronzer duo. Oh, there it is. Blush and bronze and blushing duo. And it has the shades Pink Me Up and Oh Honey. So let's swatch this. My hands were still wet. So there's the highlighter and there's the bronzer. Oh, this is the blush. I'm sorry. This is a blush, not a highlighter. I need to try this. I feel like this blush may be too light. The bronzer is perfect, but the blush, I'm not 100% sure. So I will try this. It'll probably be like chopping block, and I'll try it during the holidays. I'm sorry, I'll try this during the winter and see how it works on my skin tone. I have a Natasha Denona Bronze Cheek Face Glow Palette. I think this one may go. This came in a lucky bag, I think, one year, and I just feel like this is too deep for me. So we have a Bronze Cream Glow, Bronze Cream Blush, Super Glow Bronze, and Super Glow Nude. So there's the Cream Glow, the Cream Blush. Yeah, see, that's like this is for deeper skin tones. It's not for my skin tone. And this is the Super Glow Bronze and Super Glow Nude. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let this one go. I was gonna let it go, then I held on to it, and now I'm like, it needs to go. So this is gonna be decluttered. So that's 4 more items out of my collection. So what did I say? 23 when I recorded this last night. So we're up to 27. And then the last item I have, this is a recent purchase. It's by Benefit, the Cheek Stars Reunion Tour. And it has 5 products. Let me do this. It has 5 products. So we have Dallas, Sugar Bomb, Cookie, Georgia, and of course Hula. Dallas I really do like as a bronzer versus a blush. In fact, I have one that I have hit pan on. So there's Dallas. It's a good bronzer for me in the winter. There's Sugar Bomb, and I don't have this anywhere else in my collection. I do have a full-size Cookie, but I love this highlighter. This is Georgia, which I also don't think I own. It'll, again, be better for me in the winter. And then there's Hula. So I just got this. I do like Benefit cheek products, so this is not going anywhere either. So that's good. I got rid of one. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. So I did end up doing better than I thought I would, to be honest. I didn't think I was going to be able to get rid of much, but I mean, it's still only like 6 palettes total, but way more than I thought I would get rid of. So let me just give you some numbers. I started out with 53 like combination face palettes. I ended up decluttering 6. So now I have 47, and thankfully they all fit in the drawer now instead of like some having to live on top of the Alex drawers. And the other thing is that, and I mentioned this in the video, I count each individual blush, highlighter, bronzer as one item in my collection. So the palettes don't count as one, the individual items do. That's different than what I do with my eyeshadow palettes. The palettes themselves just count as one, but the individual blushes and bronzers and highlighters each count as they come into my collection. So they would each count as they leave my collection. So that means I decluttered a total of 6 palettes with 27 items, which is awesome. That ends up being a reduction of about 11.3%, which again was more than I was expecting. I didn't have a goal in mind, but 11.3% I think for me is pretty good. I think that's everything. Next up, I'm going to be working on my eyeshadow singles. That one's probably going to take me a while to get through. And October is a very busy month for me. I am traveling a bunch, and I have a house guest coming, and there's just a lot going on. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get that video up in October. I may have to break it up into a couple of videos. So I may, I've already recorded one. So I may go ahead and edit that, start working on editing that, and that way I can get one of them up. But that one's going to take a little bit of a longer time period to work through. But anyway, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you're doing well and staying safe. Please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.